Okay, filing for this year's tax, if you only look at this year's form without looking at other information, you will leave your money on the table. Okay, in the next series of videos, I'm going to give you two checklists that I'm currently using with my clients. And I call it C and C. So basically, it's carryover as well as coverage. So basically, choosing first carryover. So carryovers from last year that can actually affect this year. So don't just look at this year, look at previous year or maybe the year before. So carryover from the last year and the year before that can cut this year's tax. Okay? And of course, coverage. So basically, you need to confirm all the taxes you actually need to file are filed. So a lot of people just choose the income tax to file. They are not cover everything, and they result in series of fine. Okay? So let's get started. So who this will help? Okay, so this is perfect for single member LLC owners, for freelancers who can get a lot of gigs, and anyone with a rental K1 or investment. So we'll keep it plain. Carryover. Where to find it? Well, to find it in the last year's PDF, you must got some like a digital PDFs that you just don't need to click it, print it out, and then I'm going to show you where to find it. And of course, a scope check just to make sure that nothing get missed. Okay, so prior year's item that change this year. So you basically need to think of last year's return as your save file. That means this can save you tax, save you money. So basically, it carry forward a value. Okay, if you ignore this carryover, you pay extra tax this year. Okay, so if you are looking at the carryover, first is to check the Schedule D, capital loss carryover. Okay, so basically that means if your investment go down, you're losing money. Come on, you're losing money. And currently, while I'm recording this video, up to $3,000 can offset the ordinary income each year. Okay, the rest carry over. So basically, you carry forward, and that loss can sort of make your income a little bit lower. And then basically they want to like smooth things in all this accounting kind of jargon. They just want to smooth things so you don't need to pay, or you don't need to get a lot of income at a like really lump sum. Okay, they want everything to be smooth. They don't want you to pay a huge sum of tax, or they don't want to pay no tax at all and then pay a huge sum of tax. They want to smooth everything. Okay. So if you got a huge loss, that can carry over and can carry forward and offset the ordinary income. Okay, that's there at the Schedule D, so that you can check it out. And of course, there is a passive activity loss. So that's Form 8582, Schedule E. Okay, so basically, as the name suggests, it's passive activity loss. So basically, you got say rental activity, or say K1 loss. That's a passive. Okay, there's a passive income as well as a passive loss if you got like a wrong investments. Okay, so basically they can carry until you have a passive income. Okay, even though it's a passive, but it's a passive activity, and then it's a passive loss, and then loss can carry over until you actually earn money. They can carry until you have that income. Okay, so or it's continued to give you a passive activity loss, and then you finally you just dispose of it, right? You sell it, you just you get rid of it. You'll just dispose of that specific activity. Okay, that's all sort of losses from this passive activity can carry forward. Okay, and of course NOL, no. Okay, so basically that short for net operating loss. Okay, so for example, you got a business, the business loss can carry forward under the current rule while I'm recording this video. Okay, so but often limits to a percentage of the taxable income. We will talk about that because it's considered connected to the business. That's a little bit complex. Okay, so just to mention that. And what about charitable contribution carryover? That's you sort of if you just new to this, you might think, oh, that's the reason why a lot of people go to charity, because the charitable contribution can get carryover. So if AGI limits blocks you say last year, right? You got some unused gift, you can typically carry forwards. Usually, while I'm recording this video, the tax laws you can carry up to 5 years. Okay, but that really is time dependent. So we will talk about that specific in detail later. Okay, so that's the carryover checklist part 1.